Your kidneys are working right now. At this very moment, as you watch this video, they are quietly filtering your blood, removing waste, balancing fluids, and performing dozens of critical functions that keep you alive. They never stop. They never rest. And they rarely complain, even when something is going wrong. This is the problem with kidney stress. It develops in silence. It progresses without obvious symptoms. And by the time most people realize something is wrong, significant damage may have already occurred. If you are over 55, this information is especially important for you to understand. The kidneys naturally become less efficient as we age. This is a normal part of getting older. But when that natural decline combines with everyday habits, underlying health conditions, or subtle warning signs that go unnoticed, the situation can escalate from normal aging into genuine kidney stress. Most people think of kidney problems as something that happens to other people. They imagine dramatic symptoms that would be impossible to miss. But the reality is very different. Kidney stress often begins with changes so subtle that they blend into daily life. A little extra tiredness, slightly puffy ankles at the end of the day, waking up once or twice more at night to use the bathroom. These things seem insignificant. They seem like ordinary parts of getting older. But sometimes they are early messages from your kidneys asking for attention. The challenge is knowing what to look for and understanding why these signs matter. When you understand the connection between these subtle symptoms and kidney function, you gain the ability to recognize problems earlier and take meaningful action before the situation becomes more serious. Your kidneys are remarkable organs. Each one is roughly the size of your fist, and together they filter approximately 200 liters of blood every single day. That is an extraordinary amount of work for two small organs tucked away in your lower back. They remove waste products from your bloodstream. They eliminate excess fluid through urine. They help regulate your blood pressure by controlling how much sodium and water your body retains. They produce hormones that stimulate red blood cell production. They activate vitamin D to keep your bones strong. They maintain the delicate balance of minerals like potassium, calcium, and phosphorus that your muscles and nerves need to function properly. When your kidneys are healthy and working efficiently, you never think about them. They simply do their job in the background, maintaining the internal environment your body needs to thrive. But when kidney function begins to decline, when the kidneys are under stress and struggling to keep up with their responsibilities, the effects ripple throughout your entire body. And these effects often show up in ways that seem completely unrelated to the kidneys themselves. This is why kidney stress is so dangerous. The warning signs do not announce themselves clearly. They disguise themselves as other problems. They masquerade as normal aging. They accumulate gradually, so slowly that most people adapt to feeling slightly worse without realizing anything has changed. If you are over 55, understanding these warning signs could make a significant difference in protecting your long-term health. Early awareness allows for early action, and early action, even in the form of simple lifestyle adjustments, can support kidney function and slow the progression of decline. Today, we are going to explore 3 signs that your kidneys may be under silent stress. These are not dramatic symptoms that send you rushing to the emergency room. These are subtle changes that develop gradually and often go unrecognized for months or even years. By the end of this video, you will have a clearer understanding of what your body might be telling you and what steps you can take to protect your kidney health moving forward. One of the earliest signs that your kidneys may be under stress is swelling that appears in your ankles, feet, fingers, or under your eyes. This swelling is often mild. It might be barely noticeable in the morning and more pronounced by evening. You might notice that your shoes feel slightly tighter at the end of the day. Your rings might become a little harder to remove. You might see puffiness beneath your eyes when you look in the mirror, especially after sleeping. This type of swelling is called edema, and it occurs when fluid accumulates in the tissues of your body instead of being properly eliminated. To understand why this happens, we need to understand how kidneys manage fluid balance. Your kidneys are constantly monitoring the amount of fluid in your bloodstream. When there is too much fluid, healthy kidneys produce more urine to eliminate the excess. When there is too little fluid, they conserve water by producing less urine that is more concentrated. This regulation happens automatically, without any conscious effort on your part. Your kidneys simply adjust their filtration based on what your body needs at any given moment. But this regulation depends on the kidneys functioning efficiently. When kidney function declines, when the tiny filtering units called nephrons become damaged or less effective, the kidneys struggle to maintain this balance. They cannot eliminate excess fluid as quickly or as completely as they should. The fluid has to go somewhere, so it begins to accumulate in the tissues of your body. Gravity pulls this excess fluid downward throughout the day, which is why swelling often appears first in the feet and ankles. When you lie down to sleep, the fluid redistributes, which is why you might notice puffiness under your eyes or in your face when you wake up in the morning. This swelling is related to another critical kidney function, regulating sodium levels in your blood. Sodium attracts water. When your body retains too much sodium, it also retains too much water. Healthy kidneys excrete excess sodium in your urine, maintaining the proper balance. But when kidney function is compromised, sodium can accumulate in your bloodstream, drawing water with it and contributing to fluid retention and swelling. This is one of the reasons why dietary sodium intake matters so much for kidney health. The more sodium you consume, the harder your kidneys have to work to maintain proper balance. If you are over 55, you may have noticed mild swelling and dismissed it as simply part of getting older. And in many cases, some degree of swelling is related to aging. Blood circulation becomes less efficient over time. Valves in the veins of your legs may weaken, allowing fluid to pool in your lower extremities. These are normal age-related changes. But if swelling is persistent, if it seems to be worsening over time, or if it appears in new locations like under your eyes or in your hands, it is worth paying attention. This could be a signal that your kidneys are working harder than they should be. There are gentle lifestyle adjustments that can support your kidneys in managing fluid balance more effectively. Hydration is important, but balance is key. Drinking adequate water helps your kidneys flush waste and maintain healthy function. But drinking excessive amounts of water, especially if your kidneys are already struggling with fluid regulation, can worsen swelling. The goal is consistent, moderate hydration throughout the day rather than large amounts of fluid consumed at once. Reducing excess sodium in your diet can make a meaningful difference. Processed foods, restaurant meals, canned soups, and packaged snacks often contain surprisingly high amounts of sodium. Reading labels and choosing lower sodium alternatives gives your kidneys less work to do. Fresh, whole foods naturally contain much less sodium than their processed counterparts. Light daily movement also supports fluid management. Walking, gentle stretching, or simple leg exercises help promote circulation and encourage fluid to move through your system rather than pooling in your tissues. Even elevating your feet for 15 or 20 minutes at the end of the day can help reduce ankle swelling and give your circulatory system a break. These are small adjustments, not dramatic interventions. But small adjustments matter when it comes to kidney health. The kidneys respond to the cumulative effects of daily habits over time, which means that consistent small changes can produce significant benefits. The second sign that your kidneys may be under silent stress involves changes in your urination patterns. This might seem like an awkward topic to discuss, But urine is one of the most direct ways your body communicates about kidney function. Changes in how often you urinate, when you urinate, and what your urine looks like can all provide important clues about what is happening inside your body. One of the most common changes that adults over 55 notice is increased nighttime urination. Waking up once during the night to use the bathroom is generally considered normal, especially as we age. But if you find yourself waking up 2, 3, or 4 times every night, this pattern deserves attention. It may indicate that your kidneys are having difficulty concentrating your urine, which means they are producing more volume than they should be during sleeping hours. Healthy kidneys naturally reduce urine production at night by concentrating waste products in a smaller volume of fluid. This allows most people to sleep through the night without needing to urinate. But when kidney function declines, this concentration ability diminishes. The result is more frequent urination that disrupts your sleep and leaves you feeling tired the next day. Another change to watch for is the appearance of foam or bubbles in your urine. Some foam is normal, especially if urine hits the toilet water with force. But persistent foam that does not dissipate quickly, foam that appears regularly and seems excessive, can indicate protein leaking into your urine. This is significant because healthy kidneys do not allow protein to pass through their filters. The filtering units in your kidneys are designed to retain protein in your bloodstream while allowing waste products to pass into the urine. When these filtering units become damaged, they become more permeable. Protein molecules that should stay in your blood begin leaking through, and they show up as foam in your urine. Changes in urine color also matter. Healthy urine is typically pale yellow to clear. Darker urine can indicate dehydration, which puts additional stress on your kidneys. Very dark urine, urine that looks brown or tea-colored, can indicate more serious issues and warrants prompt medical attention. Some people notice that their urine output has decreased overall. They simply do not produce as much urine as they used to. This can indicate that the kidneys are not filtering blood as efficiently. If you are over 55, you may have experienced some of these urination changes and attributed them to aging, and in some cases, that attribution is accurate. The urinary system does change with age. Bladder capacity may decrease. The muscles that control urination may weaken, but dismissing all urination changes as normal aging can be dangerous. It can cause you to overlook early warning signs that your kidneys are under stress. The key is to notice patterns and pay attention when something seems different from your usual experience. There are practical adjustments that can support healthy urination patterns. Hydration timing matters. Drinking adequate fluids throughout the day is important, but consuming large amounts of fluid in the evening hours can contribute to nighttime urination. Consider doing most of your fluid intake earlier in the day and tapering off as evening approaches. Reducing late-night salt intake can also help. Salt stimulates thirst and promotes fluid retention, both of which can affect nighttime urination. Monitoring your urination patterns is valuable. Simply paying attention to how often you urinate and what your urine looks like provides information. If you notice persistent changes that concern you, this information can be helpful to share with your healthcare provider. The third and most important sign that your kidneys may be under silent stress is persistent fatigue accompanied by mental cloudiness or brain fog. This is perhaps the most overlooked warning sign because fatigue is so common and has so many potential causes. Everyone feels tired sometimes. Everyone has days when their thinking is not as sharp as usual. But when fatigue becomes persistent, when it does not improve with rest, when it is accompanied by difficulty concentrating or a general feeling of mental sluggishness, it may be connected to kidney function. Your kidneys produce a hormone called erythropoietin, which signals your bone marrow to produce red blood cells. Red blood cells carry oxygen from your lungs to every tissue in your body. When your kidneys are healthy and producing adequate erythropoietin, your bone marrow manufactures enough red blood cells to meet your body's oxygen needs. You feel energized because your tissues are receiving the oxygen they need to function. But when kidney function declines, erythropoietin production often decreases as well. With less of this hormone circulating in your body, your bone marrow produces fewer red blood cells. This leads to a condition called anemia. Anemia develops gradually. You do not suddenly become severely anemic overnight. Instead, your red blood cell count slowly decreases over weeks or months, and your energy levels decline along with it. You might feel slightly more tired than usual at first. You might notice that activities that used to feel easy now require more effort. You might find yourself needing to rest more frequently. Because this decline happens gradually, many people adapt to it without realizing anything has changed. They simply accept that they have less energy and adjust their lives accordingly. But there is another mechanism through which kidney stress causes fatigue and brain fog. Your kidneys filter waste products from your blood. When kidney function declines, waste products that should be eliminated begin to accumulate in your bloodstream. This accumulation happens slowly. At first, the levels are barely elevated, but over time, these waste products build up to levels that begin affecting how you feel. One of the first symptoms of waste accumulation is fatigue. Your body is simply not designed to function with elevated levels of metabolic waste in the bloodstream. Every cell in your body is affected when the blood that nourishes it carries toxins that should have been removed. Brain fog is closely related. Your brain is highly sensitive to changes in blood composition. When waste products accumulate in your bloodstream, they can affect cognitive function. You might notice difficulty concentrating. Tasks that require mental effort might feel harder than they used to. You might find yourself searching for words or forgetting things more easily. Reduced oxygen delivery and waste accumulation work together to create persistent tiredness that does not respond to rest. This combination can significantly impact your quality of life if it goes unaddressed. If you are over 55 and your fatigue is persistent, if it has been present for weeks or months, if it does not improve with better sleep, and especially if it is accompanied by other subtle changes like swelling or urination pattern shifts, kidney stress should be considered as a possible contributing factor. Simple blood tests can reveal whether kidney function is declining. They can detect anemia related to kidney issues. They can measure the waste products that accumulate when filtration is impaired. These tests are straightforward and widely available, and they can provide valuable information about your health. We have now covered 3 signs that your kidneys may be under silent stress: subtle swelling and fluid retention, changes in urination patterns, persistent fatigue, and brain fog. Each of these signs is easy to overlook. Each can be mistaken for normal aging, but each may be an early communication from your kidneys that they need support. When you understand these signs and what they mean, you are better equipped to recognize when something might be wrong and take appropriate action. There is one foundational habit that supports kidney health regardless of other factors. That habit is consistent hydration combined with attention to mineral balance. Your kidneys depend on adequate fluid intake to function properly. Water is the medium through which they filter waste and eliminate metabolic byproducts. When you are well hydrated, your kidneys can work more efficiently. Consistent hydration means drinking adequate water throughout the day, not in large amounts all at once, but steadily across your waking hours. This steady intake gives your kidneys a consistent supply of fluid to work with. Mineral balance is equally important. The minerals in your body, particularly sodium and potassium, play crucial roles in fluid regulation, blood pressure control, and kidney function. Most modern diets are high in sodium and relatively low in potassium. This imbalance is harmful to the kidneys over time. Reducing reliance on processed foods and choosing more fresh, whole foods naturally decreases sodium intake. Incorporating potassium-rich vegetables like leafy greens, sweet potatoes, and beans provides the potassium your kidneys need. This balance helps your kidneys maintain proper fluid levels and supports healthy blood pressure. Controlling blood pressure is another critical aspect of protecting kidney health. High blood pressure damages the blood vessels in the kidneys over time. Many of the same habits that support hydration and mineral balance also support healthy blood pressure. Reducing sodium intake, consuming adequate potassium, maintaining a healthy weight, and engaging in regular physical activity all contribute to blood pressure control. Regular movement is valuable for kidney health. Walking, swimming, or any form of gentle activity helps maintain circulation and supports overall well-being. Even modest amounts of daily movement can make a difference. Your kidneys have been working silently on your behalf for your entire life. They have filtered your blood countless times. They have maintained the internal balance your body needs to function. Taking steps to support them now through small daily habits can make a significant difference in how you feel and function as you move through the years ahead. The time to begin is today. Small changes practiced consistently add up to meaningful protection for these vital organs that do so much for you every single day.